thanks for joining us from our studios in Israel. I'm Aaron Porras here with ILTV's Morning Briefing. One person has been killed and another has been lightly wounded in an apparent car ramming attack earlier this morning. The attack took place at the Ofrad Junction on the Route 60 highway, northeast of Ramallah. Both victims are Israeli men in their early 20s, and as of yet their names have not been released to the press. The 21-year-old Palestinian attacker from a nearby town of Silwad struck the two victims from his silver Audi before being promptly arrested by Israeli security forces. The IDF has described the incident as a deliberate attack. The attack takes place shortly after Israeli security forces warned of a potential increase in attacks coinciding with the Passover holiday. The Hamas terror organization has Wednesday announced that their search for the killers in Mazen Faqha's assassination has apparently come to an end. Hamas Interior Ministry spokesman Iyad al-Bozum said several collaborators were arrested after investigators determined their direct role in the assassination. Hamas has charged since the March 24th assassination that Israeli forces were behind his murder, and they still do. The supposed suspects have been found guilty of aiding Israel and are set to be executed in the coming days. While the alleged guilty parties are said to be collaborators with Israel, Hamas has stated that it doesn't necessarily want to renew a conflict. And though Faqha may indeed have been an Israeli target for assassination, as he orchestrated several suicide bombings during the Second Intifada, Israel denies any involvement. Rather, Defense Minister Avigdor Lieberman accuses Hamas of having internally assassinated one of their own members, as they've allegedly done before, and then blaming Israel to save face. Dozens have been arrested in suspected collaboration, and the border to Israel remains closed from the Gaza side. According to Palestinian media sources, Faqha was in his car when someone fired upon him. He died at the wheel. United States President Donald Trump believes that his efforts will bring a lasting resolution to the Middle East conflict. During a meeting at the White House with Jordan's King Abdullah II, Trump said that, quote, "I'm working very, very hard on trying to finally create peace between the Palestinians and Israel," end quote. The president went on to praise the efforts of King Abdullah and the United States' relationship with the Hashemite kingdom, saying that, quote, "The king has been a really tireless advocate for a solution," adding, "He's going to help me with that, and help me at the highest level. We will be consulting with him very closely in the days ahead," end quote. While neither leader mentioned the two-state solution, King Abdullah spoke glowingly of the Jordanian-backed Saudi-proposed peace initiative as a path towards resolving the decades-long conflict. The king was quoted as saying that the Arab Peace Initiative offers a historic reconciliation between Israel and the Palestinians, as well as all member states in the Arab League. He added that it ensures statehood for the Palestinians, but also security, acceptance, and normal ties for Israel with all Arab countries, and hopefully all Islamic countries. The Arab Peace Initiative, endorsed by the Arab League in 2002, would require Israel to withdraw from parts of the West Bank based off of mutually agreed upon land swaps, in order to enable a formulation of a Palestinian state. The initiative also calls for negotiated, mutually agreed upon resolution to the Palestinian refugee crisis and the initiation of full diplomatic relations between Israel and the member states of the Arab League. A battle for morality was won in Israel this week, as a newly approved amendment to the Victims of Hostilities law now allows the Defense Ministry to recognize 6 Israelis killed or injured abroad as victims of terror. Until now, Shmuel Ben Alal, Chaim Winternitz, Mendy Farkash, Dalia and her husband Rami Eliakim, and Lian Zahir Nasser, all of whom were either killed or injured in terror attacks since November 2015, were not covered under the law. The Victims of Hostilities Act didn't apply, as they were neither specifically targeted for being Jewish nor Israeli. Those who do qualify as victims, as well as their families, receive financial benefits and compensation from the state. The new amendment, passed in late March, extends the benefits to any Israeli victims of a terrorist act, regardless of whether that specific attack was directed at Israelis or Israel, as long as the terrorist or terrorist group responsible states at one point or another that one of their objectives is to hurt Israel, Israelis, or Jews. The law, which took effect on the 1st of April, will apply retroactively to the 6 aforementioned and their families. Jibril Rajoub, a senior member of the Palestinian Authority, was arrested with a $250 million lawsuit and a court summons shortly after landing at JFK International Airport. According to the Israeli daily Ynet, Rajoub was handed the writ while exiting his plane. The suit accuses Rajoub of involvement in the alleged torture and killing of a Palestinian American, Azam Rahim, by the Palestinian Authority security forces in 1995. The writ was filed on behalf of Rahim's family in Austin, Texas, and claims that he was detained by the Palestinian Authority on September 29, 1995, while playing backgammon in a local coffee house in his hometown of En Yabrud in the West Bank. 2 days later, an ambulance delivered his corpse back to En Yabrud, claiming that he died from a heart attack. An autopsy revealed that Rajoub suffered severe injuries to his head and face, was missing teeth, had had his ribs broken, and had cigarette burns over much of his body. The autopsy also revealed that one thing he didn't have was heart damage. The incident occurred while Rajoub headed the Palestinian Authority security services. Rajoub's family filed the writ 11 years ago, however they were only now able to serve it, as this is Rajoub's first visit to the United States since its issuing. Azam Rajoub left behind a wife and 6 children.
That's all for now. I'm Aaron Porras, and see you later with our main daily broadcast from Israel at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.